Good evening. Hello. Always from my Raspberry Pi 4 with my Raspberry OS desktop environment. You want to practice English with me today? Are you ready? Let's start. Let's start. Kaizen mini story text. Hi, this is AJ. Time for the mini story for the Kaizen way. Are you smiling? Are you smiling and happy? You jumping around? You are up? You are moving? Let's get started. Jane was a very rude woman. She was always rude to everybody. She was always very harsh to everybody. How was Jane? Jane was rude. Jane was rude and harsh to everyone. Who was very harsh and rude to everyone? Jane. Jane was very harsh and was very rude to everyone. Was Jane gentle and kind? No, she was not gentle and kind. She was harsh. She was rude. Was she rude and harsh to some people? Not to some people, to everyone. She was rude and harsh to everyone. People didn't like Jane. Nobody liked Jane. Why not? Well, because she was rude and harsh to everyone. Jane always says rude comments to her friends. She always says harsh, rude sinners. Singers, what is a singer? A sinner is sometimes that's surprising or shocking. So a sinner of a comment means a surprise comment. Jane always said rude sinners. She always gave rude sinners to her friends. It means rude, surprising comments. So a rude sinners will be a rude, surprise comment. Were her sinners rude or funny? Her sinners were rude. Her surprise comments were always rude. Were her sinners kind? No, not kind. Her sinners, her surprise comments were always harsh and rude. Who always gave harsh sinners to her friends? Who always says harsh sinners to her friends? Jane. Jane always says harsh sinners to her friends. To her friends. What kind of sinners? Harsh sinners, rude sinners. Who gave harsh, rude sinners? Jane. Jane always harsh, rude sinners, shocking, surprising, rude comments all the time. How often? All the time. All the time he gave harsh, rude sinners to her friends and everyone else. Were her friends happy? No, they cry. Jane so mean, Jane so harsh. Every day Jane's friends cry and cry. Well, one day Jane decided to change. She decided, I'm going to be a good person. I'm going to be kind and gentle and sweet. She, she summoned all her friends to her house. What did she do? She summoned her friends to her house. Did she call her friends to her house? Yes, she did. Did she call her friends to her house? Yes, she did. She called them to her house. She said, come to my house, please. She said, please, because she's trying to be nice now. So she summoned them, her friends. Who did she summon? Her friends. She summoned her friends. She called her friends, come to my house, come to my house. She summoned them. Who summoned all her friends to her house? Jane. Jane, all her friends to her house. Which friends did she summon? Well, all of them. She summoned every friends, all of them. Jane summoned all of her friends to her house. Where did she summon them to? Her house. She summoned them to her house. They all come to her house. They sat of the living room And then Jane coughed her out and compliment to each one. Jane said something nice to each one. To each one. It was a little difficult for Jane because usually in the past she was always so harsh and rude, so she had to cough it out. She had to force the compliments out. It wasn't easy in the beginning. It wasn't easy in the beginning, so she kind of, oof, you are a very nice person. Oof, you are really intelligent, right? So kind of coughed out to compliments. She forced them out to her body, forced them out to her mouth. Did she compliments come out easily? Oh no, they didn't. They didn't come out easily. She had to force them out. She had to cough them out. What did Jane cough up? Compliments. A compliment is a nice statement. Sometimes you say that's nice to someone. She had to cough up compliments. Who had to cough up compliments? Jane. Jane coughed up compliments to her friends. Who did she cough up the compliments to? To her friends. She coughed her up compliments to her friends for her friends. What did she do? She coughed up compliments to her friends. How did she say them? Well, she cut off them off. She forced them out. It wasn't easy, but she did it. She said, I'm very sorry. I will never be harsh to you again. Was she going to be harsh to her friends again? No, she said, I will never be harsh to you again. How was she going to be? Well, she was going to be gentle and kind. She was going to gentle she was going to be gentle and kind all her friends. She was not going to be harsh every again. And so, over the course of 2 years, Jane became nicer and nicer and nicer. She was super kind. She was super friendly. She gave compliments to everybody. Over, of, over the course of how many years did she do this? Well, over the course of 2 years, for 2 years, during 2 years, for 2 years, over the course or over the course of 2 years. Who was nice and kind over the course of 2 years? Jane. Jane was always nice and kind and friendly over the course of 2 years. For how long? For 2 years. Over the course of 2 years. Over the course of 2 years, what did Jane do? Well, Jane became very kind. Jane gave compliments every day, all the time, over the course of 2 years. Who always gives compliments over the course of 2 years every day? Jane. Jane always gave compliments every day to everybody over the course of 2 years. Now, of course, everybody loves Jane. After 2 years, they love her. They gave, they gave her kisses. They gave her money. They gave her love and friendship. Everybody in the world loved Jane. And Jane, of course, felt very fulfilled, very happy and satisfied. After 2 years, how did Jane feel? She felt fulfilled. She felt satisfied and very happy. Why did she feel fulfilled after 2 years? Well, because now everybody loves her. After 2 years, everybody loved Jane. So she felt fulfilled. How did she feel? Fulfilled. She felt fulfilled. She felt satisfied and happy. Who felt fulfilled? Jane. Jane felt fulfilled. Jane felt loved. She felt appreciated. She felt fulfilled. And that is the end of our many story for the Kaizen way. I hope you enjoyed it. Listen to it many, many times. Remember deep learning, deep learning, deep learning. One more time, deep learning. That means you listen to the Kaizen way lesson, all of them in this set, every day for 1 week, 7 days. Don't go to the next lesson set. Keep learning this one. Keep learning the Kaizen way every day over the course of 1 week or over the course of 2 weeks if you want to. Deep learning is very important. You must repeat this mini story many, many times. Alright? Good physiology, smile, shoulders back, move your body, feel great. See you next time. Next lesson is the point of view lesson. Okay, it's the end of this audio. If you want to correct my pronunciation, my word, my language, no problem. Um, put your comments below and give me a like in this video. See you next time. Goodbye.